I've renovated the entire of the Sims 4 high school years. I don't really like the high school years pack. I think I've made it quite clear before why I don't really like this pack, but I think the world looks okay. So I really wanted to renovate everything. When I say everything, everything is changed up here. I've added new households. Every single lot has been changed. I'm really excited to go over it. As with all of the other videos in my save file series, this is a collaborative save file where I put in 80% of the work and you finish off the 20%, whether that be finishing off a build by furnishing it, finishing off a shell of a build that I've done, adding a household to a lot. You know the stuff. Should we just start off with the high school itself? That seems like a fun place to start. The most stressful place to start, to say the least. When I first had to do this, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, what could you literally do? You could do anything, really, with a high school building. So, because I'm a cheat and a copycat, I googled Sims 4 Copperdale High School, had a look at various different Google images of what other people had done, and I kind of merged it all together and turn it into my own little thing. So this is the outside, the grassy bit. You can't actually go in there. I've cornered it all off with bushes, so I've done a cute little decking thing over here, so you could put a bench in there for your high school kids. And this looks huge, by the way, but it's actually quite small. That's because the upper layer is empty. I thought to myself, really, how much room do you need for a Sims 4 high school? Given that most of you guys aren't following your Sims school anyway because the gameplay isn't that great, I thought may as well just leave it all empty. You've got enough room for all the stuff you need all down here. So the main entrance of the school is technically this bit, but with Sims autonomy, they'll likely come in through one of these two doors. That's because it's closest to the classroom. We'll start off from the main entrance though. So this is basic. You could decorate it with whatever you like. It's quite big. I'm sure you'll find some stuff to put in there. Then we've got a couple bathrooms, and the objects that I put in here, by the way, I just put it in so that the lot requirement thingy here will just shut up and leave me alone. So you'd obviously want to change it up, but I've added the toilets. Then we got a corridor. See, this is what I mean. I just chucked these lockers in just to make it shut up, but you'd want to put them in nicely and decorate the hallway properly. And then we got our first classroom here, quite a small one to use. Then we got some more bathrooms. On the other side, we got another classroom. This is just a little bit of a study room. Oh, that wall's empty. Oopsie. Let me fix that. Although, can you see it's like lagging? This lot is really laggy whenever I tried to use like wallpaper paint. That's why I was like, I'm just gonna put all of the wallpaper paint on it for you now, so you don't need to change it because it was really laggy. Same with the flooring. So that's just for books and the desks, and you might want to put a crafting station for them to use in their free time. Then we've got a cafeteria area here. Then we got two changing rooms which lead into a swimming pool area, which has got the nice little thingy here. So it's quite small actually on the inside, which was the point. And I just want to say, with these classrooms, technically you only actually need 4 desks in a classroom because only 4 students will turn up because this pack is absolute wank. It is such wank. It's the biggest pile of wank. So with all of the free space you have in these classrooms, you know, feel free to chuck an art easel or something in there that your Sims can use outside of lessons. In terms of the main hallway, I forgot to mention, this door has got the little sign on it, and that means that only staff can go in. So it's like a little staff room. Oh no, guys, I forgot to do it again. I forgot the see, look what happens when I go in wallpaper mode. It just goes absolutely mental. Welcome to the Sims 4. High school years is a glitchy pack. If you don't already own it, I don't recommend it. It will just make the high school experience worse. But if you do have it, you've got a brand new high school to visit. Oh, the camera's spazzing out. You've got a brand new high school to visit if you want it. Next, we go to the auditorium. Now, the auditorium, if you haven't edited it before, it's a bit of a weird lot. When you go to the info panel, there's 4 versions. So technically, there are 4 different builds in this lot. It works exactly like the eco lifestyle lot type that's similar. So you're actually going to have to download this one 4 times, which sounds a bit weird, but I've uploaded 4 of these on the gallery if you're choosing to do the save file from the gallery. So this is it it from the outside. It's simpler and unassuming, but much better than the cardboard box that they put on there before. Upstairs, completely empty. You don't need it. I've also actually, okay, I feel like when you're doing like a prom or something, you don't want loads of windows letting light in. So I've actually like sectioned it off here, a bit of illusion magic. So we've cut out, so from the outside, it's got windows going in, but from the inside, there's no windows. So we've got the main podium, and this is called the Auditorium, the general lot type for all occasions. So I decided to put a high school cheerleading mat in here and some gym equipment so your Sims can work out after school before they go home. And then we go into the formal dance version of the build. This is where they obviously dance with you at night time. Now, as I said, I've done like 80% of the build. You've got to finish it off. With that being said, I've added all the objects in here you need, but obviously you'd want to make it more pretty for a high school dance. I've just added the essentials. Next, we go over to the high school graduation. Fun fact, did you know your Sims graduate from high school every fucking week in game? They also have prom final exams every week, which is absolutely hilarious. So again, I've added the basic objects, the chairs that you need. Not that any more than 2 students will actually turn up, sit down. Maybe there'll be a couple more, but they'll be doing press ups, but you've got all the chairs to pretend. And then you could do something fun with the back here. And then for the career day, it's a very sad looking thing as before, but you can zhuzh it up. I've just put the basics in there, so hopefully you'll find that one fun. You can download my save file off the gallery, meaning it's console friendly as you go along with me. If you're doing that, you just search for the lot name as a hashtag followed by Satch. Though, because the Auditorium has 4 lots, so what you want to do is Auditorium 1 Satch, which will bring up version 1, like the first version of the room. And then to bring up the next one, the high school dance, you put Auditorium 2 and it comes up. For graduation, it's Auditorium 3 Satch. And obviously for the other one, it's hashtag Auditorium for Satch. So that's how you download all 4 versions, and you have to edit like each one as separate. It's a bit finicky, but once it's done, it's done. So let's go into the left area here. We're going to the Thrifty Shop, and this one has been totally changed up, so it actually looks a little bit bigger. I've actually separated out the clothes shop and the bubble tea shop because I feel like it makes sense that they're different, but for the sake of avoiding pathing issues, I have added a door between them, which you can remove if you want. So I've added just some basics to make it obvious like where things would go. The bubble tea shop's small. You can probably add a couple of chairs here and there in here in this little corner. And then over here, I've added little sections where you'd put the clothes racks, and you can put them all around, and you can add a chill out space as well. And I've done stairs going upstairs to bathroom and a staff room, and there's this huge space up here which I personally think you should use as a teen like hangout space. I did add the teen neighborhood and convenial lot type here, so teens should turn up when you go on the lot. But fundamentally, if you just added some maybe music instruments, sofas, TV up here, a little mini fridge, your Sims can just hang out here as teens, because it's obviously it's a teen focused pack. And then this is a radial view of it out here, so hopefully you'll enjoy furnishing that one. We will go over to the next lot, which was Town Square Terrace. We have a household in this one, so I can introduce you to the first ever household. This is the mother and this is her son. So did you know originally this lot was a starter home, but it was actually outside of the starter budget, so you couldn't even live in there. It was just a dead lot. Speaking of dead lots, what happened to the terrain here? Where did the terrain go? What the hell? Honestly, corruption is, my game is so corrupted, like there's nothing I can do. It's so far gone. So I did say in the description of this one, actually, if you own the for rent pack, you want to turn this block of flats into a residential unit. That's not possible. I'll show you what else you can do. So if you do own for rent, I've added like a blue carpet here to signify this is one whole apartment with an upstairs bit going up here, and then the other apartment, which is the same, there's like a downstairs and an upstairs. I've actually already furnished this for the household that I created for it, and obviously the main focus is on the teen bedroom. This one's very cluttered, very nice, and then this one was just an afterthought, which is the case I think for high school years. You're not really playing the parents, are you? And then if we go upstairs again, there's another apartment. I've labeled it all with green carpet so you know it's there. Now, I personally recommend Little Miss Sam's Working Elevators Anywhere mod so that you can put an elevator in your build and it will just go up the build so you can make an apartment, because EA just won't do it for some reason. I've actually just used step ladders as like a ratchet setup as an alternative to an elevator. But if you use that mod, which I think you should, I personally would change these out for the elevators. And then I've done a downstairs area here. So if you do own the full rent pack, you can put the water cooler and the fuse box in there. If not, you could put a communal laundry machine in there, any kind of communal thing you want. So that's that build done. You can fit room for 2 more households in there, each with 2 bedrooms, so parent and a teen. Now, if for whatever reason, for example, you don't own the full rent pack, so you can't make it units, what I would do is actually probably delete this ladder, delete this so your Sims can't go upstairs anymore. And then what I do for these other apartments, I'd actually section it off with a wall, same for the upstairs ones, so it kind of looks like there's an apartment in there, but it's not. So you keep it as a normal residential. From the outside, it still looks like a block of flats, but when you play, you're just playing with one household and the other ones can be empty. So that's what I do if you don't have that pack to go about it. Next, we will go to the library. Originally, I thought, do I just want to get rid of a library? But then I thought maybe you'd want a place for your teen Sims to study. So I just did another library. From the outside, it looks quite different from the original. Maybe it's a little bit more grand. I really don't like the windows that I use, but because I only have base game plus high school years, it basically just turned out like that. But it still looks quite grand. But from the inside, I tried to keep it small. So the big open hallway here, you might want to put some art or sculptures in there, but I would just keep it kind of like relatively empty. And then you have 2 corners here, both upstairs and downstairs. There's a bathroom in the downstairs and upstairs one. So I would maybe have one as like a book, like an actual, like a book room with the books. And then you could have a study with computers, and then you could have an art easel room, and then you could have a room with like food or chill out space, the Joker card, whatever you want. And by the way, I've tried to add the teen neighborhood lot trait to literally all of the lots so that teen Sims will actually turn out there. Next, we will go to the Orphanage, which was a fun one to do. Did Tracy Beaker make it out of the UK? I don't think it did. It was a TV show about a girl who lived in a place called the Dumping Ground, which was basically a home. Is it called a halfway house? Like for kids who have not been adopted yet. They're just kind of like on the waiting list. That sounds really bad wording it like that. You know what I mean? And you can see in the panel here, I've added a man and a woman, Jeff Cook and Jen Clean. Jeff's a foodie and Jen's neat. That's where their surnames came from. So Jeff and Jen are the like caretakers of the home. I don't know what you would call it. Like the people who look after the orphan kids who are waiting for a home. I feel like orphanage is a bad name, but it feels like really stigmatized, but I don't know the correct word for like a house like this. So I just called it an orphanage. So this one's obviously quite a hard one to do. And I've done the entire exterior apart from decorating the front and back garden. So you'll have to finish off landscaping. I decided not to include a garden fence because it's already quite like secluded. So I felt like it just made it feel limiting if I did that. So I chose not to put one in. In terms of the inside, it's actually quite easy to do. So I've added the furniture to tell you what to do in the room. So you're going to have a living room in this one. And then above it, you have the recreation room and 2 toilets. And then on this side, you've got a kitchen, you've got a dining room, and you've got this conservatory, which I guess I just thought maybe you could put plants in there. Upstairs, we've got all of the bedrooms. So there is enough room here for 6 kids because we've obviously got Jeff Cook and Jen Clean. So max 8 limit household, you can have 6 kids. So I made 6 beds and you can see the doors. You know, high school years comes with those doors which look like they've been customized by the teens. So I've used those on all the teen rooms, but the 2 adult rooms for the caretakers, who are not in a relationship, by the way, they're just strictly colleagues. They've got plain boring doors because they're boring adult. And there's 2 toilets, and I did do stairs leading up into this. You can obviously just remove the stairs from the loft and just like not have it there. But I think it would be cool to have as like a teen hangout space or something. You guys can decide what you do with it. And obviously I've created the 2 adults, but you'd want to add in the teens. And next up, we will go into Water Tower Way, which is quite a secluded lot. So obviously you're gonna need a build that's a starter lot for a family, just a small family, of course, because the main focus of this pack is teens. So I've done like quite a smallish, simple house. I tried to make it match the aesthetics of the houses around here. Hopefully it looks like it. And I've used debug fences and debug plants, so they're technically 0 simoleons. Oh, what did I do there? Oh, what did I do there? I clicked something. So that's how I got away with the cheap cost. Now, this one is considered, I wrote this in description, this is very easy to complete. I added a furniture blueprint, which obviously you'd remove this furniture, but I've added just to show you where you put things. Obviously, it's a starter lot. I'm a firm believer that a starter lot shouldn't look perfect when you move in. It should look shit, and then you build it up as you earn more money. So you would obviously want to remove this furniture, of course, and replace it with your own. But I've just done it as a guide to show you where you can place objects. And this sits at 17k right now. But remember, I've added all of these objects. If I hypothetically remove all this stuff that I've added and you replaced it with your own, suddenly it's now down to 12k. So it's gonna be an easy lot to do, I think, in terms of sticking within a starter budget. I believe this isn't the starter budget like 22k or something. If you've got 3 Sims, I don't know. So you have a bit of flexibility there. I hope you'll enjoy it. Just a simple little one. We will go into the bottom right area here. Don't you love just like how like half the map there, like we're just make it a lake. We'll leave it empty. We will go into Little Falls Nook. So in addition to your family starter, and I guess in the apartments, like the normal looking starter, we also need a runaway teen starter, because I know that's a really fun gameplay idea that a lot of people like to do. You can have a teen sim live alone in The Sims 4 without cheats, by the way. Just give it a Google. So I've done a little caravan. I know you guys like it when I do these, so I really wanted to do this one here. And again, I've used debug on this lot. It's literally a 2000 simoleon lot. It's tiny, and you've literally got nothing in there at all. So it's gonna be tough, but this is the life of a runaway teen. So it's a challenge, but I feel like a lot of you want this as a starter challenge, so that's why I put it in there. Next up, we will go to the house to the left, the Land family. Obviously, I've added teens to every lot, and I'll be honest, I've done a lot of like a twin brother and sister, so there's like one of every boy and girl. I've also added a few other life stages, which I like to do so the world feels more full. So we got the 2 parents here, and we've got a teen here, and we've got another teen here. So this is another one where I've done the whole of the outside, and I did add terrain paint, but The Sims 4 glitches where the terrain paint deletes, and EA's probably going to fix it in about 10 years time. The Sims 4 is the last ever Sims main title game, as The Sims 4 is now due to run forever, so they'll have to fix it eventually. It's just a matter of when. They've got an infinite amount of time. It's not like they're doing The Sims 5 anymore. So in terms of the inside, again, I've labeled this one as like easy because I've basically done the whole interior layout, and I've added a furniture blueprint as just a little guide on where to put things. So I have had to put a bedroom downstairs because there was only enough room for 3 up here, and this is a big family, you need 4, but I don't think it would be too hard to do. We're going over to Lasuli Point. So this one I wanted to do something really special and different, and weirdly this pack doesn't actually come with that many teen hangout spaces in the world. So imagine it's nighttime, okay? You rock up to this old abandoned warehouse. I tried to make it look abandoned all around it, and maybe you could have like a teen party in here. So I've left all the rooms empty because I thought you could do what you want with it. I've actually left the lot type just randomly as a library. If you set it to generic, townies won't actually turn up and go inside the lot. Maybe that's a good thing if you wanted it to be a secluded teen only thing. Yeah, I'm going to keep it on generic. It does have the teen neighborhood lot trait, so teams should spawn around it. But the theory is, okay, if you keep it as generic, no townies will actually spawn on the lot, but you could go here with a group of other teen sims and you could have like a little party. I would personally set up a stereo and stuff. In terms of the actual build, guys, there's like no warehousey stuff stuff in the base game plus high school years alone. So if you own other packs which contain more warehousey windows, I'd probably use those and change the build up. So I had to work with what I had, but I feel like you guys are going to do something really creative with this one, or you could just make it like a nightclub. It's up to you. Next, we will go into the house here. Trailer trash. I was like, what am I going to do? You're just the trailer trash. That's what you are. So this is a family of Sims. We have a dad here. We have his partner, the grandmother, who's Wendy White. And we have a teen daughter here. We also have their son here as well. You may have seen this lot from a very old video I did where I built a trailer park in Willow Creek. I really loved the way it looked and I really wanted a trailer park in this world, so I just put it in here. There is a oh wait, I forgot to mention, okay, because this is important, there is a kid called Miles. He's in there. Hello, Miles. So I've actually made these trailers, so it's like a family trailer park, so they all have their own individual trailer. So Granny will have one, the parents will have another, and then you got two that you got to split between the teens and the child. So do you put like the male teen and the child in one? Do you put the daughter in another? Like there's so many different options, and because of the way I've set it up, you don't have to do like a kitchen in every single one, a living room in every single one, because it's a family sharing it. So obviously the doors would be all open like between them. They just go in between each other. So I kind of done it like that so you could have some fun just like experimenting with different kinds of things you do in all the trailers. I just thought it was a really fun idea. And you do obviously have the little communal area here, and it's all been done from the outside. You gotta just do the inside and the back of the build. It was too big, so I just made it kind of fit in with the landscape. And we have the household next to them, the Hampton Sanchez family. So this one is for the gays. We've got two fathers. Apparently, I didn't know this, in The Sims 4, when you do like play with genetics to make a baby, you could actually make two male Sims, make like a genetically similar baby between both of them. So I made the teen daughter and the teen son, which is apparently in between them both. Okay, can I just say, is genetics broken for anyone else? Because I found that like when I was trying to do it, the children were just like a direct clone of the parents. It was like broken, so I had to just like fiddle with their faces in order to make it more realistic. This is quite a simple build to do. I tried to make it match the vibe of the area. Of course, the terrain paint that I placed deleted itself. So this is just like a regular size family home, you might say. This one's easy to do because, oh, why is the mailbox? I swear I did not put that mailbox in there. So I've added just some furniture just to give you a layout idea to make it easy for you to implement and put all your own stuff in. We've got an upstairs and we've got two bedrooms here, and then we've actually got a basement with another bedroom as well, so you can fit the whole family. Also, I completely forgot to say before, so the Land family, I did something with their build that I think was quite funny. So you know when high school years, like in the trailer, they bigged up the ability to like climb out of a window and sneak out the house, but then we actually got the game and it's like you can't actually sneak out. That's not how it works. It was just like a total misrepresentation of the gameplay. Well, I added it in anyway because I thought it'd be funny. So the reason why this window is different from the others is because your teen sim, obviously you make this a teen sim room so they can sneak down, climb down the trellis ladder and sneak out. It's so dumb. Like your Sims literally don't sneak out and they don't get caught. The Sims 4 could never. The Sims 3 did it, but not the Sims 4. What world would you like to see me do next? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, you might also enjoy another one recommended here. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.